Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 welcome to another week of Big D Energy. Big D! Right here in the Woodward Sports Net. Ooh, that was a saucy Big D. My name is Neil Rule. That's my friend. That's Sean Belesian. Hi, friend. He's in for D-Mac.
We're both a little fired up today, too.
You know what? All right. KG, what's really good?
We here. That's what's really good.
That's what's really good. Spemo Rax.
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Don't get me started. You're going to get me started already, aren't you?
I'm started already.
All right.
Is this a cut the shit off the rip?
Right off the rip.
Woo! Talk about it.
All right, let's get the pleasantries out of the way. Welcome everybody watching the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe. Get into the chat thread. Get your thoughts out there.
Hello.
Just a fan. Golden voice, but not golden picks. All right, let's start right there. Somebody got at me
Why
on Twitter, and you know what? I'm ready to rock on that. Somebody got at me on Twitter and be like, "May have to take a break from the get right. Went 0-2, you've lost a couple." So after the Tigers made the playoffs, we improved to 61-29. Sean, 61-29 all time.
That's money.
61-29.
That's money. You're in the money.
Lost on Michigan, lost on the Jets. So now we dropped to 61-31, and I'm getting crushed on social media because I'm 61-31. Spenny, your thoughts?
It's pretty good odds. Pretty good win percentage.
They always forget the losses, though. That's the one thing in this business. Like, honestly, you just accept that. I am still taunted. You probably remember this about simple math going back to 2009. I am still taunted about that, where people were literally crapping their pants with a month to go. The Tigers had the lead against the Twins, and I was like, guys, this is over. This is over. It's simple math, and it wasn't. And I always say, then conversely, 2 years later, when everybody thought the collapse was going to happen, I was going, guys, statistical probability. The Tigers ran away from the division. But no, Neil, what is they remember the losses.
They do.
And you deal with it. That's part and
That's
parcel.
nature of the beast. 100%. It's a what have you done for me
lately
business.
This is what I signed up for.
Yep.
So that's the way it goes. But I like, seriously, we were just talking about this. I am so sick and dog tired with people, and what brought it up is there was this dumb thing on
the network,
First
the
Takes or whatever it is, where did the Cowboys save their season with a win last night? The hell are you talking about? There's 13 games left. What? And you know, Neil, that crap is starting to creep into our fan bases, though. Right? The doom and gloom because the Tigers lost to the Guardians. I almost called them the Tribe. Old habits. And some of the insanity about what's going on with the Vikings. And listen, tip of the cap to the Vikings. I'm not even discounting them. I'm not even at the point where I'm discounting them. Do I think that the Lions are going to win the division? I do. I really, truly do. I think the Lions are a better team. But we can't catch the Viking stuff, Neil, it's
over. I got to check the standings and see if the little Y is next to the Vikings in there for the. We'll probably get there more towards the second hour. We got the Tiger stuff we're going to get to too.
Yeah.
It's all out there right now. And the picks thing, I don't even matter. As Sean said, I understand that when I jump on this microphone that you open yourself up to certain things, and that's cool. What do you got, KG?
Nah, let's go Red Wings party. Uncle Neil, I'm just afraid that you aren't letting the get-rights pick you all the time now. You're getting a little too flippant with picking them recently, that's all.
Okay, but I can only go by what I was told. And I was told there would be no drop-off. I was told that Sharon Moore is better than Ryan Day.
Here we go.
But It's funny that, man, Ryan Day has only lost 6 more games than Sharon Moore has in his coaching career.
Yeah, different place, though.
But I was told that there was no fall off. I was told they're running the table. I was told by people at this network that I work with that have a show 2 to 4.
You knew better.
I was told by them that they're running the table. So it stands to reason, right? If they're in sports and they're up here, unleashing that propaganda, Sean, who am I to question it?
The Ryan Day slander is insane. And now that we're even talking about it, Neil, it'll start again. It's just go 3, 2, 1. people are already jumping in, pounding Ryan Day right now. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Again, do some fact checking. Look at his background, all that stuff. Look at the fact that his worst year was better than your best year pre 21 to 23. It blows my mind. I don't get it. They're not going anywhere. They haven't gone anywhere. Neil, it makes no sense to me. Do you know what it is? No, actually, you know what? It's that fear that things are going to go back to the way they were for a long time. That's what it is.
No.
If we
Sean,
can all
it can't
acknowledge
happen.
that, we'll all be better for it.
I was told there would be no drop-off. You guys told me that in the chat. You told me that. So who am I to question it? Woodward Sports Chat Thread, Sandra Dorton. What's going on, Big D Energy? Sandy, what's up?
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
FJ1967. Good morning, Big D Energy. And
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Doughboy
Top of the
Steve, 4 o'clock, can't get here soon enough. I do want to reset the Tigers thing from Saturday and then get into it's a school start day today. So we have a ton of that to get to. So, again, I don't get it either. Rack, Ermanni's Twitter was very cringe on Saturday. Was it, Spenny?
I didn't see anything. Yeah.
Did it choke you up, Spenny?
Yeah, it was. You know that guy. He lives or dies by the game. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was something.
Mike G, no drop off culturally. Yes, I'm right again, Neil. Wait a minute. The Shaquille O'Neal. But Neil, the Don is back. Ha ha! That worked.
I knew you was waiting to get that one
Well, you
off.
guys said it was a Peacock game.
Oh my God, I could care less about who's broadcasting it, but
You didn't want your tribal chief.
no, I don't care. It don't really matter.
I didn't watch it.
Gus will be there.
Not gonna lie. I was at a weenie roast.
Freddie Felt 313.
Good time.
I'm not afraid of
yeah.
the smoke. People have been waiting 3 long years and a natty to say that Michigan sucks. I'm a big boy. I can take my medicine. I'm just going by what I'm told. That's all a person can do is go by what you're told.
Or you could listen to your own.
What do you mean?
You know how you
You
felt.
told me there would be no fall off.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Chuck Brewer, Ryan's a clown, so move on. But when he does it, when Michigan wins, everybody, Ryan Ermanni, the leader and best.
There was this one tweet
remember
from
that
Ryan that it popped me when I saw it. He said, let me find it real
Yeah,
quick.
Ryan's tweets
Yeah,
are pretty
Oh,
bad.
his tweet was, "I'm ready to jump."
No shit. I tried to tell him, man. Tried to tell him.
I love Ryan, man. That guy's so funny.
I've been screaming from the hilltops. Nobody listens. So
No, absolutely. But yeah, we got into it. We'll take a look at the NFL. What did you see in the NFL on Sunday? That's an ode to Sean Belizean because he's here. When Sean's not here, I steal it and reword it.
yeah, I know what I saw.
No, so we're gonna discuss it all. There is a ton to get to. All right, Sean, let's do this before we get into the Tigers game today. It is a school day, everybody. And Spenny, obviously, because I got these vibes from you as well. So it's time to talk about it. Congratulations to the Guardians for winning the series against the Tigers.
Yeah.
The season is over. It was a good run, but it's clear that the Tigers are finished. Rest in peace, Tigers. Right?
R.I.P.
What was the deal with that?
I don't get it.
Somebody explain it to me.
No, I don't. And it's the Guardians. Like honestly, I mean, it is. You know, it's like that meme of Spider-Man pointing at the other Spider-Man. I mean, it's the Tigers and the Guardians. They aren't supposed to be there, but obviously they're doing something right. The lineup and analytically and all those things, you add all those variables together, and they're not supposed to be there, but yet the Guardians have found a way to get in the playoff. Now, has it manifested itself in playoff success? No, it has not for the Guardians quite yet, but that's what it is. I think the Tigers are just pointing at the Guardians, and the Guardians are pointing at the Tigers going, wait a second, you. And the difference is the Tigers have the best pitcher on the planet. And I feel pretty good when the best pitcher on the planet takes the mound. I do. Now, again, does that mean that, going back to Neil's bets, does that mean that the Tigers are going to find a way to win today? No, that doesn't always happen, as we've seen throughout the course of the season. But my goodness gracious, when you're looking at a situation like this, you're down a game, you got the best pitcher on the planet on the mound in Cleveland today, you win, you come back home for the next 2. I feel pretty good about that. I'm not going to lie. I feel pretty good about that, Neil. And But again, it's this. I don't even want to call it doom or gloom. It's the everything is over now mentality. It's like, nah, let's just let it play out. If anything, didn't we learn this down the last? Listen, I raised my hand. I was one of those guys. I didn't think there was a snowball's chance in Hades the Tigers were getting in the playoffs. I didn't.
You and everybody else.
With a week and a half to go, Neil. No, it didn't make sense, right? So I think we all went through that. Relax. Let's take a deep breath. Now, Neil, let me say this. At about 7:30 tonight, if we all reconvene, if the Tigers end up losing that game 2-1 or something, then we could start having some of those conversations. But right now, pregame, best pitcher in the world is on the mound. I don't care if it's Cleveland. I don't care if it's in New York. I don't care if it's in Kansas City. You got to like your chances when that guy's on the bump.
Chuck Brewer says our loss was better than Bama's loss.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay. Okay. But anyway, Lems 31M, Cleveland had to have game 1. Here's what I don't get. With everybody jumping off the ledge. Ermanni jumped off twice on Saturday, I guess, then, huh?
He did.
But with everybody jumping off the ledge, Sean, here's what I don't understand. I borrow a phrase from a good friend of mine, simple math. Here's the simple math of how this works out for the Tigers. Their path to winning this series was Scooble win 2 games and the bullpen win 1. The bullpen day win 1, right? Nothing's changed.
Nope.
Not one thing has changed. But to look at social media on Saturday and look at everybody, Woodward Sports chat thread even now, their bats look like June. It's not looking too good. Like, nothing has changed. They were down 5-0 in the blink of an eye, and that was it. And Tyler Holton, like, the slander Tyler Holton was getting, like, this guy's in the Cy Young discussion too. He will get votes. He will be in the mix for it. He will. Like, he arguably, and Spenny, you let this out, he's been a top 5 pitcher in the American League. Is that fair?
Yeah.
You can't argue that.
Yep.
Inarguable.
Yep.
Some would say top 3, top 5 for sure, however you want to slice it. Didn't have it. He didn't have it. And this is when you run these bullpen days out there. You guys heard me talk about this a month ago, a week ago, Friday, today, tomorrow, etc. When you run in a bullpen day, that's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of guys that come in and they got to be sharp right away. They just do. It has to work flawlessly. Tyler Holton didn't have it. He got cooked and they lost. But nothing changes. The way that people were jumping off this bandwagon and the ish that I read on social media and all that stuff. So it's that quick, everybody? Like it's over? Nothing's changed. Scooble 2 wins, you win a bull. And guess what, guys? You could even do it this way. You could even do Scooble wins today. The bullpen loses another game in game 3. The bullpen wins a game in game 4, and then Scooble starts and wins game 5. The equation remains the same. Nothing is different until it's different.
Do you know the only thing that has changed? I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you see the scoring change, Neil? McKinstry's arrow was turned into a double.
Okay.
I love scoring changes in MLB. And listen, that puts you in a hole. Neil, I couldn't agree with you more. Now, again, let me say this. We have to have a different conversation if by 7:30 tonight Cleveland comes away with a 2-1 victory. But this was not going to be a series where the Tigers were going to do as they did against the Houston Astros. It was not going to work that way. You were not going to take 3 straight from the Guardians, okay? I was hoping for a split. Of course, perfect world, you win both games, you come back home, and you give the tip of the cap, and yay, hooray, look what we did. It doesn't work. This is a good, scrappy team, just like the Tigers. They've been doing it longer than the Tigers have. Let's give them credit for that. Now, again, I need to say this. Does what they do manifest itself in postseason success? No, it doesn't. But just get in is reality. We saw that happen with the Tigers. Big, deep breath. If Scooble goes out and does Scooble things today, we're having an entirely different conversation when this series heads back to Detroit. Relax. Chill.
And, the McKinstry error change from the Jose Ramirez got a double on that. Cashed my parlay when it changed.
Damn.
All right.
It was the 3-hit parlay. It was Parker Meadows hit, Riley Green hit, Jose Ramirez hit.
Nice.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And so when they flipped it to a double,
That works for
extra $250 in the bank.
Damn right.
Man, Spenny's hot.
He on a heater, yeah.
I had Baltimore Ravens, put $100 on the Ravens money line. They came through for me, even with a Lamar fumble in overtime. They still got the job done.
Yeah.
And then on that same game, I had Chase Brown, Derrick Henry, anytime touchdowns.
Coaching decisions are so much fun. I know that's an NFL thing, but like the Cincinnati Bengals, some of the coaching decisions that they made were disgusting.
Yeah, Zach Taylor should be...
Right, disgusting.
Yeah.
You literally put up 600 yards on that offense, and all of a sudden you decide you want to be a ground and pound team? Why? Go for their throat. Don't worry, we'll make our kicker hit a 53-yarder or whatever the hell it was. I mean, I'll save it, Neil. I saw some bad decisions yesterday in the National
Because
Football
any way
League.
you want to slice and dice it before we cut to the break here, Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all of it, you're the New England Patriots. That's what you are in this. You are what your record says you are. You're 1-4, just like the Patriots are. So
don't think you coming out of this one.
Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Don't think they getting out of this hole.
Hey,
not this
about
time.
Dispo.
I will tell them about Dispo because if you want to get some weed, you should go to Dispo. They got the best selection that you could ever ask for. And you can get $10 off with a minimum purchase of $25. Just scan that QR code on the screen right now. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. They got the best selection, the best people, and the best prices in the game. Why would you go anywhere else? It's Dispo Dispensary. It's about taller, long drink.
Hey, you guys know I'm all about it, man. The taller long drink, New Holland Brewing. Yeah, Shawnee. Yeah. A local product over there in New Holland. It's the Dutch taller long drink. Look, you guys know about the long drink craze that's sweeping the nation. New Holland's doing it the best. That is just a fact. Small batch gin made by New Holland Distilling Company. They mix it up with the grapefruit puree. It is top notch. Go to Total Wine. They have it there. There's pallets of it. Buy them all.
Had one yesterday.
Actually, don't buy them all because I still want to get more. So it's my official drink. I'm not drinking anything else other than that and probably the New Holland bourbon. That's where I'm at with it. But taller is the best drink in the drink game. You need it in your fridge right now.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. It's election season. I don't know if you know that or not.
Pause.
Enough. God, I can't wait till it's over.
It's almost
I'm gonna
there.
vote for Gamble and Holmes, though. That's what I'm going to do.
Independent.
You can't blame anything on me. I voted for Gamble and Holmes.
Right.
So there you go. You can rock the hoodie, the Welcome to Detroit shirt, the Gritty Tigers merch, baseball, football, basketball, hockey. It's all there. Big win for the Pistons last night.
Facts.
Get the Woodward Sports basketball stuff as well. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, we're off and running on a Monday. Neil Rule, my friend Sean Belizean in the house. KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Let's clean up some of those comments. Philippines on Demand. Instead of jumping off the train, Tigers fans should embrace what they accomplished this season. The future looks bright. Also in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Here on Mark M, 100% Neil nailed it. 2 Scooble games if needed and 1 bullpen win. The formula doesn't change.
No.
Like them losing a game does not change. Chuck Brewer, Neil, don't they say momentum is as good as the next day's starter? I love our odds today. By the way, Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, Tigers -130 favorite. Matt Boyd, huh?
Yeah.
And this is my other thing. They're like, oh, this is over. The Cleveland Guardians, a division winner, right up against the best record in baseball, right in there. Their second most important game of the season so far, Matt Boyd is starting.
Yes, sir.
Dude's given up like 17 hits in his last 5 innings or something. 17 hits and walks. Like this is what we've seen. The almighty Dodgers last night tied a playoff record for home runs allowed in a game. Mm-hmm. They have no pitching.
Yep.
The Dodgers have no pitching. And Mookie Betts and Ohtani, 0 for 8, no shot to win.
Yep.
They got no shot to win. And now it's flipped, and it's 1-1, and San Diego's got the home field advantage. If Skubal does what he's supposed to do, it's 1-1. The Tigers got home field advantage. The get-in price for the next game on Wednesday is like $300. That place is going to be a madhouse.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
An absolute zoo, dude.
Look what the Phillies had to do to salvage one. Like, seriously, the Phillies who ran and hid, right? I mean,
Yeah.
look what the Phillies
That
had to do.
trash city.
Just to salvage one. I mean, it's the Major League playoffs, man. Relax, take a deep breath. I think because, you know, it's been some time. Maybe people forget. I don't know. Maybe people forget. I still remember, Neil, I laugh all those times that Moneyball was going to get the Tigers. Remember? They were going to get them in 2006, and surely they were going to get them in 2012. I mean, that's the stuff in 2013. That's the stuff you hear all the time. Relax, deep breath. Best pitcher in baseball is on the mound today. I like their chances.
Detroit Arrow, I was waiting for the negativity to trickle in on the Tigers. A lot of Detroit sports fan base can't stay positive. It's exhausting having to share a love of these teams with these nincompoops. Props to you for dropping a nincompoop.
Right? I ain't heard that one in a while.
That's been a
Big
minute.
fan, big fan.
It's an OG
You know,
insult.
it goes both ways, though. And you know, maybe you're going to be the guy that gets mad at me now. It goes both ways because can I tell you what? There was a time when you brought up Matthew Boyd, I kind of twitched a little bit. Right? I did.
Yeah.
He's part of the core.
Yeah, he's part of the Daniel Norris and Matthew Boyd. That's all we
Hey,
need.
you know Daniel Norris lives in a van?
He did. Oh, that was a great story. He shaves with an axe.
Right.
Can I borrow your axe? I need to take a little off of this. But that's a and you know, then we brought up the Phillies and Castellanos wins the game, and remember they made that deal too, and you had people saying, "Man, that's a great deal. Avila really he fleeced them," and the Twins starts to happen and stuff. So in fairness, I feel you. I'm with you. There's a lot of, you know, strange negativity right now. But the flip side to that, and it goes back to the screams, are these people telling us, no, don't worry about this. Daniel Norris has got it. And Matthew Boyd has got it. And Al Avila
I'm still
has
waiting
made,
to see
yeah,
that.
and Al Avila has made great trades. I mean, so it kind of goes both ways. And thus, some people have a tendency to become jaded because of that.
No question. And Woodward Sports Chat thread jump into there. Mike O'Neill, you're on point. The Tigers aren't going to win every single game. No, they're supposed to, Mike. I don't know if you know this or not. They're supposed to run through the playoffs undefeated.
It's like college football.
Yeah.
You have to win every game to win a championship. It's just that's the way it is.
Just a fan. The Tigers had a letdown after beating Houston, just like they had a letdown after they clinched the playoffs. Just a fan. They clinched the playoff berth, so you know what they were doing then, right? Lining up the pitching. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a letdown or anything like that. They wanted to give Job a spin. They wanted to line up their pitching. I know it's been a decade since we've been involved in this, so we might have forgot. Hell, we didn't even know how the playoffs worked when we got here. That's how new money we were.
Did you say Joba? Did you? Did
No,
I
no,
No, not Joba Chamberlain. Don't do that.
That's your shoulder twitching.
Starting again.
Joba Chamberlain.
Cody Engel, Neil's acting like this is new with fans. I don't remember seeing it like this.
No, I don't.
It's because of the fashion that it happened to. But we've been doing this all year with the Lions. They're up and down. They go by every game instead of looking at the big picture, and that's the problem with the fan base.
Would you agree it's gotten worse recently?
Yes.
Yes.
I really like
Because we're so starved, though.
No,
I mean,
and
I think it's deeper.
you know
than
what
that.
it is?
TikTok
Like, honestly,
generation, man.
I think we're inundated with it on television now. We see the dumb images like, did the Cowboys save their season?
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Parlay that with the political season. And
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I always go back. Do you know what I think patient zero is here? LeBron and his legacy. Like, I'm serious. We have had conversations about LeBron's legacy for 13 years now.
That's facts.
What does this change LeBron's legacy? It's 2011. Think about all the things he's done since then. My gosh, and things yet to do. We still can't have that conversation about his legacy, but it really is the information now and the hot take now and all that stuff. It drives me out of my mind. Relax. You know what? If you're one of those guys, you're waiting to jump on the Tigers. You're waiting to jump on me. You're waiting to jump on Neil. You're waiting to jump on either of these guys. Okay, you know what? You're going to have that opportunity in just a few hours. I swear, you are. The opportunity is going to exist. If you want to call KG or Spenny or Neil or I slapdicks, you're going to have that opportunity. If the Indians beat Scooball today, you can get up on the pulpit and talk about how smart you are and how we're all dumb and we were dumb fans thinking with our hearts instead of our head. Just wait a few hours, man. You'll have that opportunity. And if it doesn't, you can pull an Ermanni and disappear. So, I mean, either way, just wait a few hours and we can have that conversation, okay?
You want to know the other deal, like Saturday, like Holton's coming under fire and stuff like that?
Yeah.
5 through 9 in the lineup was 1 for 17.
Yeah, it was bad.
Can't win.
Yeah.
At a baseline, you can't win. Because somebody in the chat said Holton's got to figure out a way to work his way out of that inning. Wouldn't have made a difference.
Right.
5 through 9 was 1 for 17. And guess what, guys? That's what we have been a majority of the time.
Yep.
That's what we've been.
0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. That's been the story all season, too.
Like, that, we did kind of have a relapse to what it's been. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and Spenny, all right, let's get this out of the way because it's close to the break. Have you come down about the Scooball thing starting on Saturday?
No, not really.
Why?
Because I wanted to see Scooball on the mound to get the series
on
off
3 days rest?
Yes.
On 3 days rest.
Yes.
When there's overwhelming data
Yes.
that pitchers on 3 days rest are nowhere near as effective.
Yes.
It's not a Mortal Kombat power meter.
It's the playoffs.
It doesn't just start a little lower.
It's playoffs.
That's
now,
true.
But does the equation change in what they need to win?
Yes.
It does? No, so they don't need 2 Scooball starts to win and a bullpen win?
No, they need 3 wins.
Right, which would be 2 Scooball starts and a bullpen win,
Yeah,
right?
you might not get a second Scooball start.
But if he didn't win anyway, you might not get a second Scooball
But if you
start
play
anyway.
game 1 and wins, you're guaranteed to get 2 at least.
So we just ignore the data then? We ignore the data about
it's the
pitchers on
playoffs.
3 days rest?
It's the playoffs.
We ignore
I
it.
follow your logic there, though. Like, if we're going to have this conversation, I think Spinney's got a point. We might not get a second start.
Right, but
That-
if you're not getting Scooball at his best, you're not getting a Scooball start. And for a guy that's thrown 190 innings in the last 2 years, who's up over 200 this year, you see where I'm going? You see what road I'm going down
Yeah,
here?
can we push the starts past 6? This would be a perfect start for me. But no, I get what he's saying. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought game 2, because again, that formula was the same. You have to have the conversation has to start with winning the Scooball starts. It has to, okay? Then you say to yourself, we got a 1 out of 3 chance. We got a 1 out of 3 chance, whether it be 2 games in Comerica Park and 1 game at whatever they're calling their park this year, because it changes so much. But really, you've got a 1 in 3 chance beyond that. But Spenny, see, I'm thinking of your logic. I can't get that out of my head. You might not have that.
You might not
second
get a
shot.
second Scooball
You
start.
might not have that
Right,
second.
But you won't get a second Scooball start if you start them at 80% and they lose a game. And
Yeah.
you lose a Scooball start.
I still like Scooball at 80% over a bullpen day, though.
Yeah.
True.
I do.
To start the series.
Listen, I'm on your side. I'm playing the role of devil's advocate here. I thought it was smart to wait till game 2, but I understand the logic of what he's saying. I mean, you can. Because
I knew
and
they
that's-
weren't going to do it. I knew they weren't going to put.
Yeah,
Scooball
yeah.
on. So yeah, I mean,
In hindsight, is 2020. I wanted Scooball to start too, but when you look at the fact that they gave him no Tyler Holden or any of the other pitchers no run support, if Scooball goes out there, yeah, you probably don't give up 7 runs in a ball game, but if you're not going to provide the run support, then it was all for naught anyway. I would much rather have him rested and try to rebound in game 2, and you still going to have him at home as well. So
And you weren't. Listen, if this series concludes, God forbid, on Thursday, you weren't going to get that bullpen win anyway.
Right.
You weren't going to get that bullpen win.
Yeah.
You know, that's just. I mean,
but Neil's logic is the same. You need your bullpen to steal a game, just flat out.
Yeah,
it don't matter which game it is, but
yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I get it.
And you got to win your 2 school
I think it was smart.
of course.
I
but
think it was smart to do it the way they
School
did.
Bull-
I understand the logic. I'm not going to argue.
I
with
just
the
want
logic
Scooball
behind it.
twice at 100%.
no, I get that.
That's what
I
I
get
want.
that.
Fair enough.
So I kind of
100%
came
less.
down too because I wanted him game 1 too, but I kind of came down off of that.
So Scooball twice at 100% would be games 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Because
Games 2
2 and
5.
5.
2 and
Yeah.
5. Because that's. Oh yeah, you get a day off in
Yeah.
between this week.
So your bullpen got to come through at least once.
Yeah,
But that's never
that's
not been the
praying you
case.
see game 5.
That has been the case since day number 1. It really
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
And,
It's
and,
2
and like,
Scooball wins and a bullpen win.
if
That's it.
if they win today and then lose, they don't get that bullpen win in Game 3 and Game 4 at Comerica Park.
They
Well,
lost.
that's the whole point that
Yeah.
everybody's been trying to make is okay. They didn't
I am
get that
confident.
bullpen win.
I am confident we'll get one of those though, because having the bullpen games be at home, that's
Big
too.
difference, yeah.
Games 3 and 4, games 3 and 4 being bullpen games at home, or Reese Olson or Jackson Jobe if you decide to open with one of those guys.
You want to know here's my overlying problem.
You guys
with
know
it.
my feeling. Bo Brisky, just a steady dose of Bo Brisky.
He'll probably start the next game.
Yeah, I can see it.
100%.
See, Wheezy D313, and Wheezy, you're a valued member of the community.
Shout out.
Shout out. You know I have respect for you. You know I do, and we value you. But
I knew that was coming.
we did want to see Scooball at Comerica. What is our fascination with this stuff?
I want
to win the series.
I want to win the series.
I want to win the series, Wheezy D.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit where Scooball pitches. Here, Cleveland, the Moon, Jupiter. I don't care. I want to win the series.
Yep.
Fact.
I don't care where he pitches. I'm not starting someone game 1 at 80% so we can quote see him at Comerica. I know it's Neil. It's been a decade since we've been here.
We're all
We
starters.
didn't even know how the playoffs worked a week ago.
Bring it down.
Take it down.
Yep, there you go.
I was just thinking out loud there.
Woosah.
Okay. All right. We got to get into this game. We do. We got to get into this game. Let's talk about the pregame show here for your football Sunday on Woodward Sports. You know we're doing it better than anybody else. Tens of thousands of you are watching, and it all starts with Woodward and Maine. Matthew Broder, Fine Michigan Man, with Terry Foster. They kick it off at 8 to 9 a.m. And then 2 guys I know on the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Myself, Sean Belesian. We're live on home game days at Second Best, 42 Watson Street in downtown Detroit, a couple blocks away from the LCA. We're on 10 to noon. We'll be on 10 to noon this Sunday here live from the studio. And that's brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey as well. As we said, everybody, we touch on all of it. We break down the game. We look around the league. We got gambling stuff for you, courtesy of Caesar Sportsbook. We do it all right here on the Lions Game Day Show. We're doing it better than everybody. Tap in, Woodward Sports Network.
What about Caesar Sportsbook?
Hey, I just talked about it, right? We give away those picks and everything like that. And on Caesar Sportsbook, you can use the promo code Woodward1000. Here's how it all breaks down, everybody. Scan the QR code on your screen. Put your deposit in, anywhere from $20 all the way up to $1,000. You make your first bet. If your first bet loses, you get it back as a bonus bet.
No.
It is that simple,
Wow.
everybody. If you're new to the sports betting business, you hear us talking about it. You see Spencer Raxter on a heater for the ages right now. How does it all work? Scan the QR code on your screen right there. It's a lot of fun, everybody. How else you going to watch, the Cardinals against the Panthers? You need it to get
You're
by,
right.
everybody.
Yeah, that's fact.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. choice. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
1800 Tequila is the official tequila of Woodward Sports, Lions watch parties, and post-game shows. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate the wins with smooth 1800 Tequila, a proud sponsor of the Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila, and please drink responsibly.
All right, we're back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Monday. Neil Rule, Sean Beligian, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you. Lots of talk about my hoodie in the chat right now. Mike G. Neil's hoodie is whiter than Flannel's knees. Neil's hoodie is so white, Sam Flannel likes it. Danny G. Neil's sweater is whiter than 1800s America.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, KG.
Some people was calling for your card to be in question because your hoodie is so white.
I'm going to Rick Rose's white party coming up in a little
okay.
bit.
That makes sense. You prepping for it, doing a little practice run?
Because I'm good in any hood. I will be in the yak.
Wait, he's having it in the yak? That's a little different for Rose, but you know.
He's done concerts in the yak before.
That's true.
Don't act like
I don't know if he's doing
brand new to the yak.
I don't know if he's doing the white party there, but you know,
should.
yeah. Somebody got to take over the white parties, after Diddy's downfall. Somebody got to take over the white party.
Can we get a spin the block this week?
Sure.
Can we get your top 5 nominees to host the white party?
That's a good list. Yes, I got you.
Thursday.
I got you, my dog. I got you.
All right, cool.
Well, that's gonna be funny.
Aaron to the Stone. Neil, be honest. That's your first time wearing that white AF hoodie, right? No, I got a couple of white hoodies.
Yeah. People going off about it today, though.
I'm not out here drinking fruit punch and stuff like that and spilling it all over it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mike G. Neil, get the FUBU hoodie on, and y'all get to that cookout, and so it's all good.
The FUBU hoodie would go a long way in terms of your card.
All right, Mike G. Top 5 white people. What do we have for this week? Do you remember, Spenny? We had one.
Did we?
Yeah. We were going to do it last week, but then
D-Mac wanted the snack food one. All right, we'll figure it out.
I forgot what it was.
We'll figure it out. All right, today, somebody asked in the chat, no, the game's not at 2, it's at 4. See, we don't even know how the playoffs
4:08,
work.
yeah.
4:08, everybody. TBS. Shout out Lauren Jabara, too, sideline reporter for the game. Jackson Job in the chat. Neil, can I start game 3? No, Jackson. We might bring you in the pen, though.
Yeah.
Just hang by AJ. He'll tell you what's going on. Sean, this one is about as simple gets. It's Scooble. Scooble wins are non-negotiable.
Gotta have it.
And can I just put this out there real quick, Sean, before I get a real in-depth breakdown of the game for you, where you tell me, Scooble, we have to win Scooble games because that's where it's at. If something happens and Scooble doesn't win, God forbid, like he gives up 4 runs, can we take it down on Twitter and in the social media? He doesn't stink, no matter what happens today.
No matter what happens.
If he doesn't stink.
Scooble does not stink.
You don't deserve
Cy Young winner.
No. You don't deserve the roof of the team if you're saying Scooble stinks if he gets popped out there.
We need to take receipts.
Yeah, that's for real. That's ridiculous.
But Sean, this is pretty simple, man. You got to have it in the story, and it's Matt Boyd. And I know that 5 through 9 were 1 for 17. And I know that we've won games where 6 through 9's been like 1 for 13, and we still won a playoff game like that. I don't care how. I don't care who does it. Can we get, and he's your guy, Spenny, can we get a little something from Colt Keith maybe?
I mean, he had 4 walks in the Cleveland series. He gets on base. I think, you need hits, though.
We need hits, man. No, you're absolutely right.
That was a big part of it, the discipline. They went down early in this game. You can tell they were just chasing after that lead.
I cut him a pass for that.
Yeah, of course. They got rocked. But
today...
Yeah, the discipline has to be there. And you need something from Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter as well, 2 of your best hitters who so far throughout the playoffs have not made a mark.
I think to your point, though, that I think maybe whether people want to admit it or not is inconsequential. The response in game 2 against Houston got everybody fired up because let's be honest, when they blew that lead, everybody, here we go again. Because we've been programmed that way. And I think, to your point, KG, because they didn't respond in kind, and let's face it, a 5-0 deficit's a little bit different. Because they didn't respond in kind, maybe that has the people going, oh no, it's like June and July and leading into early August again. Maybe that's the logic behind it. And again, I mean, in keeping with the undeniable fact of how you win this series, you lose this one today, I know you're going to hear the other side say, well, it's not over. But the reality is, all of a sudden, the win Skubal starts turns into we have to win 2 other starts. And that becomes a difficult proposition. And that's why, and it's fun to look ahead. We can do it. I know that the professionals can't do it. That's why you love the best of 7 series. In a perfect world, you could have a scenario, and this goes back to what Spenny was saying in the last segment. You could have a scenario where you might be able to trot that guy out there 3 times in a best of 7 series?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And this goes back to Spenny and the looking ahead. Well, if he starts game 1 and then gets a start in 4, you're almost guaranteeing that he's going to have that opportunity. If we take this to its logical conclusion, if he has to start game 5 in Cleveland, well, the ALCS is going to start a few days after that. Not sure you can get the 3 starts from Skubal at that point in time in the ALCS. So, again, it's one of those things that I honestly feel that because they got down 5-0 and you saw the hitting woes have been there all year, guys. They got into this weird thing. Listen, let's face it. I still don't feel good about Spencer Torkelson moving forward as a first baseman. I don't. I don't know how anybody could sit there and go, yeah, man, Torque, he's come around. He's had his moments.
He's been awful.
Like everybody has had. Everybody has had their moments, okay? But overall, I'm not going to argue with what you just said, Spenny, in any way, shape, or form. He's been awful. I don't know how anybody could say, that's our first baseman, man.
Right.
That's our you gotta strike when the skillet is hot, man. You gotta get that egg on there, get it fried appropriately, because I'm telling you, guys, I'm gonna keep saying this. This is not linear. It's not. Because this happened this year doesn't mean, here we go, onward and upward from this point on. There are a lot of issues with this lineup if we take the broad view of it. But right now, what you have to do is you have to hope to stay hot. You have to hope that, that magic at bat from this guy, that magic at bat from that guy. Because long term, I got my doubts. Short term, especially when you got a guy like Skubal on the mound, you got to like their chances. You just do.
No, and that's it. And look, Matt Boyd's been very, very average to below average. Just checking it out. His last 3 starts, he's gone 11 innings. He's given up 15 hits and 5 earned runs. So, and he's given up 9 runs in total. Only 5 of those were earned. So, this is it, everybody. And but this is the nature of baseball, though, Sean. Because I think we all get the feeling. I think the uneasiness of losing game 1 is because if you lose today, ...
Oh, I think that's a huge factor. You're right. ...
Yep. Like we know what the scenario is. Then it's all have to. This is the one it's a non-negotiable. It's a flat out non-negotiable. They have to hit the ball. They have to score runs. And truth be told, it's not just exclusively up to Skubal. Now, we just assume Skubal's going to go 7 scoreless and have 10 strikeouts. We assume that. And if he doesn't do it because we feel like we're promised that or owed that, if he doesn't do it, we're going to be like, oh, what happened? The bottom line is this game's not on Skubal to win.
No.
I just need him to be what he is.
It's on the bats.
7 innings, 2 to 3 runs. And if he does that, then it's squarely up to those guys
on the
offensive side.
Yep.
And that's it. And if they don't get it done, it's on them. But, Sean, at the same time, I'm not going to have a meltdown about it. Like Chuck Brewer said, please don't melt down if they lose. I'm not going to have a meltdown about it because in the end, you know this. You've been around sports a long time. You call sports all of it. In the end, when you lose in the tournament, in the playoffs, etc., 99 times out of 100, you knew it was going to beat you before it beat you.
Yep.
Yeah,
it is, and those are the ones that hurt. When the ones that got away, the ones that you sat back and said, "Man, that series was ours. This series was ours." I always go back. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. 2013, man, that pitching staff. Try to compare, Neil, what we have to deal with as a fan base now in regards to Skubal and Hope. Right? And because that's what it is. Let's be honest. It's Tarek, Skubal, and Hope, okay? So do we start Justin Verlander, who remembered he's the best pitcher in the world and was sick the last month of the year? Do we start Anibal Sanchez, who was arguably the best pitcher during the course of the season? Do we go with this Max Scherzer guy? Or do we give Rick Porcello, who was up and down, that's the Rick Porcello story, do we give him a shot, right? And yet that was a team that couldn't find a way to win. And, oh, by the way, throw in David Price the last year. I mean, that's how insane that got. And here we are dealing with Skubal and ... It's amazing how that works itself out, but the door is still open. The path to winning this series, getting to the ALCS, is still there. It starts at 4:08 today. Again, Neil, we all might be singing a different tune about 7:30 tonight, okay? Wait, okay, this Monday night game can't come fast enough because the Tigers lost 2-1. Skubal pitched a gosh damn gem, but the tribe did tribe things and grinded out, a run here, a run there, found a way to win 2-1. We might all be having a different tune, okay? There's no guarantees even with the Skubal start, but this is a team that has to find a way to win now another 2 games the way that they've been able to make this path into the playoff.
And here's where it fits too, because there's extra pressure. I know we got to hit the break. We got one more Tigers topic I want to get to, and then we're going to shift the focus over to football for the second half of the show. I think that there is a ton of pressure too. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Tigers offensively in that lineup because in the back of your mind, if you get to the 7th inning or it's tied or you're down,
that bullpen.
Clase rolled out there.
Yes, sir.
And I made sure I turned the game back on when Clase came out there to pitch, and I was like, damn.
Yeah. It's as advertised.
That guy is
absolute stud.
That guy is a wipeout.
Yeah.
Wipeout pitcher. Like, it is a wrap. So
got to get to him early. That's the key.
And remember, too, he got a day off. So he's good to go as well. Mm-hmm. And he can go 2 innings.
Jay Cruzen says top 5 warts.
No. That is where I draw the line. No. All right, Lady Jane's.
Lady Jane's, let me tell you about Lady Jane's, because you can walk into any Lady Jane's near you and get a haircut for $20. Where are you going to get a haircut for $20? Lady Jane's, you just scan that QR code up in the corner over there, and you can get an excellent haircut from one of our talented stylists for just $20. You can get a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, anything else is all you need at Lady Jane's. You get the King's treatment. Get it all in one bundle. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? Start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Register at registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You'll have the option to choose between 2-hour sessions at a physical Red Kettle site or participate in virtual bell ringing shifts to raise funds from the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers can sign up and begin raising funds at any time. Traditional bell ringing begins on Friday, November 7th and goes through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. To sign up for volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG, Spencer Rackstar, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Boy, Torque is getting destroyed.
Listen, it's about time. It's about time. I think that's kind of lost in all the magic of the last month and a half.
Yeah.
Is we have to look long term now. How any human being, any living, breathing organism could say that this guy's the long-term first baseman. You're out your mind.
Yeah.
And sorry, I have to keep talking about linear because sadly, we all went through this going back to 2006, right? Don't worry, this division's ours for the next 5 years. They didn't win another division, didn't make the playoff again for 5 more years, and that is something that we have to talk about. Look, a lot of variables came together this year to allow this magical run, and the magical run isn't done by a long shot yet, but it doesn't guarantee future success. And how any human being could feel comfortable with Torque as the everyday first baseman, KG, blows my mind.
And Neil, this was a guy that you defended, not to victory lap or anything like that, but he did have a 30 home run season
11 months ago.
It's crazy to think about, but he just never seemed to recapture that. And then you look at this year, he gets sent back down when he was a 1-1 guy. He's supposed to be a star in this lineup, not just a regular hitter, not just, you play him at the 6th spot. He's supposed to be a star in this lineup. And just so far, although when he did come back, it did look a little bit better, the consistency is just not there. And if you look at his rookie season numbers to where he is now, 3-year sample size, there's not much difference. There's not much improvement. So you got to take a hard look at this thing.
No, and we will, when this ends, we're going to go in.
For sure.
And that's going to be, you know what? That's going to be an hour long. That's going to be an hour-long diatribe that we have.
I can't wait for that show.
Very hard conversation.
Yeah.
It is, because I think there are some hard truths about this team, and I don't want it to get lost in this magical run, but I think there's some hard truths about the team that maybe we're all going to have to take a look at.
I don't think it's that hard. If you're watching the team, it ain't that hard.
Blue-collar fraternity. We need Kerry Bonds Carpenter today. Well, there's a lefty on the mound again. And here's... it is interesting because Kerry Carpenter and you brought him up, Spenny, like Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green, this is October, man. Like, this is when your dude's got to be your dude. Scooble's been the dude, and and make no mistake, Scooble will have to be the dude again today. But so do Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter. And, look, I know Boyd's a lefty, and that tends to neutralize Kerry Carpenter. It just does, which goes to show you, again, the job that A.J. Hinch has done. He's got a top 5 OPS in the American League?
Yeah, like 9, it's 9 something.
Yeah, it's pushing 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of that is due to A.J. Hinch and picking his spots and putting him in positions to succeed and all that stuff. So, it is one of those things where, and I don't know how you get better at it. I actually asked Curtis Granderson this one time when I was interviewing. I'm like, how do you get better against left-handed pitching? Because you can't just, go in the cage and face a lefty, that's throwing you batting practice. Like, how do you get better? And he's like, being real with you got to go through it. But we don't have time to go through it right now. So, it is. No, in blue-collar fraternity, you're right with that. We do. The guys got to go you have to get hits today. And when you get guys on the bases, which Boyd will give up guys on the bases, you have to come through.
Take advantage.
And you have to take advantage. You have to. And, look, I know we're talking about Carpenter and Green because this is the nature of the playoffs in every sport. What do I always say? Everything shrinks. The bench shrinks. The secondary contributions shrink. Your guys got to go be your guys. And that's unilateral across all sports.
Every pitch matters.
That's really it.
You got to get the timely hit from a guy that you least expect it from, too. I mean, that's such a huge factor. I think it's an underplayed factor, whether it be Ramon Santiago or Alexis Gomez. Some of the guys, especially at the bottom of that lineup, because, Neil, just a week ago, you and I were talking about this in regards to the Houston series, and it kind of played itself out. Hey, guys, this isn't the Houston Astros of the last few years. Look at the bottom of their lineup.
They're the Tampa Bay Lightning now
It's garbage
of baseball.
Yeah, that was the analogy that we made. Okay, we're still dangerous. We're not as dangerous. And by the way, there are some things that can be exploited, and certainly the Tigers exploited the bottom of their lineup. The bottom of their lineup was dog crap. We talked about it just a week ago. It certainly manifested itself. Well, now you need some of those magic hits that the Tigers had that you didn't expect it from this guy, the Andy Ibanez's of the world. That's where you have to start mixing in a little bit more of these. That's the beautiful thing about October. And certainly, if you look back at some of the runs that those Tiger teams made in yesteryear, it was the guy that stepped up at that time when the opportunity presented itself and go, well, how the hell did he just do that? You got to mix that stuff in, man. It's imperative.
Alan W., Neil Sean, time is a circle. Castellanos putting the team on his back. John Stafford failing to come back against the Packers. Some things never change.
John Stafford.
Amazing how that works out. Did you, by the way, when we talk about all the bad trades, we're going to have to revisit that Castellanos deal one day. What the Tigers
it's time to give Avila his flowers. That's what I was told.
That just
That
blows
is what
my
I was
mind,
told.
dude. Absolutely blows my
Well,
mind.
which is it, Sean?
Yeah.
You tell me. Is it time to give him his flowers, or do we have to look at the Castellanos trade?
Look at those deals across the board, whether it be JV.
Hey, you got
JV.
Rake Rogers for prime Justin Verlander.
What about his 1-1s? You know,
All right.
Blows my mind, man.
Casey Mize?
yeah,
Yeah.
lights out.
Torque?
Barely made the playoff
Look out.
roster.
Nailed it.
Wait, so I'm confused. Is it time to give him his flowers? I was told that by The Athletic.
I was told that by someone in this building.
You should
Now
add-
I'm confused.
You should ask your Al Avila loyalist group.
I will right now.
It is amazing to me because there are, again, living, breathing organisms that were calling out this franchise 2 months ago, saying, "All right, it's time to leave Al Avila alone. This is all on Scott now. This is all on Scott now." Who, again, simultaneously, out of the third side of their mouth that doesn't exist, want to now give Avila the credit. When 2 months ago they were saying, we got to drop this Avila stuff. We got to drop. Of course you want to drop it. Of course you do. But they were saying that 2 months ago to only come back to it now. It is mind-boggling. It is one of the most mystifying things I've seen in sports in this town. And I hate the overstatement, but the Al Avila crap is one of the most mystifying things I've ever encountered. And like, Neil, I don't even like to have the conversations anymore. I don't. Like, it's because you're never going to win. You're never going to get these people to admit defeat. Never. It's never going to happen. Do you know why it pops in my head when I watch Nick Castellanos do Nick Castellanos things and I look at the two shitheads we got for him?
Yeah.
That's why it pops back in my head.
He rakes. Castellanos rakes, dude.
Always has.
He has his stretches where, you know.
From his Tiger debut, that's what he did.
He gets on 6-game heaters, man, where he just he carries you to a 5-1
He's the best hitter
record.
on the ball on the planet.
Yeah.
for a week and a half.
I miss Castellanos.
Every 3 months.
Yeah.
For a week and a half, dude, that guy gets on a roll. Lems 31M. How do you judge trades when little Chris wanted payroll slashed? Lems, you know I've been consistent with this. Look, but Al, when you take that check and you do that job, you become a human shield.
Yeah.
That's
and you can still make good deals. That doesn't excuse that part of it.
To be fair, those deals weren't done to get the best return.
I understand that.
If they were done to get the best return, you eat more of the salary.
But
the Mets just did
But
this.
if you're a good GM, you still find a way to get a good deal. Look at the Rays. The Rays did it for years.
I was going to trademark Neil. Now, I was told that he was one of the best talent evaluators ever. And young talent doesn't cost anything. That kills both birds with one stone.
Exactly.
You're not hurting the bottom line, and the great talent evaluator, the guy with the eye for talent, can go and pick up these guys instead of guys that didn't do anything.
But look at our farm system during that time. The Sahara Desert.
It was
horrible.
Biggest fraud. Neil, I know we talked about that. There are people that should have zero credibility. The people that were carrying the water, and I'm not going to name any names, the people that were carrying the water for this franchise for so many years and doing one of the most dishonest things. Hey man, did you see Neil Rule on Sunday? Oh, he went off down in Toledo. 2 for 3, 2 home runs, and 5 RBI. Do me a favor and look at Neil's overall stats, right? Hell, Pelagian went off on Sunday. He went 8 2/3.
They beat the Clippers 12-2.
Right, and do me a Pelagian's whip's hovering around 2 and his ERA's at 6. Like, that's the kind of stuff. Unfortunately, we had so many people carrying water in that period that you talked about, KG. Sure. The whole Detroit Roots, hashtag Detroit Roots thing that you saw. They would take the snippets and try to make the small sample size speak for the large sample size. And it drove me out of my mind. And it happened repeatedly. And that's why I would scream at people. Google is your friend. You can look up the whole. You can. Anything can look good if you take a piece of it. Neil, you and I might actually have a good show today if they take, like, the best moments of this show. But it's the whole gosh damn thing. And like, there were way too many people carrying the water for this franchise. And it was gross and embarrassing. And you know who you are.
Well, when you look at the Tigers farm system, they got a guy like
there's people like
Daz Cameron. And he played a real good game for the Whitecaps. And, we'd love to hear from you.
Please call
there
the
were
show.
so many people carrying the water.
That was a good impression.
No, and there is. And my friends in the Alavila chat group, Jack and Griff want to make sure that they're exonerated. This is more of a Colin product. So they want that out there.
Damn it, Colin.
Colin, you got to let it go.
Colin, you got to let it go. So, all
We'd
right, let's do
love to
this.
hear from you.
Let's take the break.
Let's take a look at the Flying Tigers roster. God, that shit.
The 27-year-old that's at Toledo right now.
Yeah, I look at this guy, and he should probably be in AA right now. But
He's got 6 weeks where his whip's been below 1.
Thank you. We're throwing the term prospect out there for 26 and 27-year-olds. Bo Burrows, wasn't he? He was in the top 10 for like 8 years running, right?
Don't start that. Please, people are talking about Kirsten Stewart, who was, when he hit well, he was Kirsten Stewart. Then when he stunk, he was Kristen Stewart. Like, why did you do that?
Daz is going to be in the center field for years.
Stop. Just tell him about Swiss. Stop this man. Stop this man. Damn you.
You did this.
Please tell them about Mark from Swiss Insurance.
I will tell them about Mark from Swiss Insurance because, you know, if you're betting all of your future on prospects from Alavila, you're going to need an insurance plan. And Mark is the guy that can hook you up. Call him at 313-530-1698 or email him at mark@swissins.com. Again, that's 313-530-1698 or email him at mark@swissins.com. Swiss Insurance will make sure that your insurance provider isn't sneaking in extra fees, and they'll take care of you. Go to Swiss Insurance today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, everybody, still time to join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan 3C Sports League. They offer programs in football and cheer, by the way. There's 6 teams to choose from: Detroit, Belleville, East Point, etc. All the coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks as well. So what does it mean? It means that you get transportation, food, equipment, everything's provided for just $175 per child with a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field. And it's the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. You can register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. All right, Dante151 in the chat. Oh, by the way, hi, hour number 2 of the show. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, like Dante151. I'm doing this one and we're stopping.
Sorry, Neil.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the people.
It's kind of my fault, and I'm sorry.
Dante151. Can't forget about the news clippings of Miggy's in the best shape of his life. I mean, come on. They did it for Baez as well. That's when I knew it was officially over.
Yeah.
That's when I knew it was over. It was absolutely it.
When I heard the word stuff thrown out there, I knew we were in trouble. Whenever anybody, that was like a decade long. Ooh, wait till you see the stuff this KG has. Well, and then you see him a few times, and is he hiding his stuff? I've heard he has great stuff. KG, could you please show us your stuff?
Pause.
Stuff was one of those magic words. When I heard them talk about a pitcher with the Tigers having stuff, I immediately wrote that guy off.
Yeah.
All right, well, he's going to be a big piece of dog shit. So you use the word stuff, you lost me immediately. He's got great stuff.
My stuff looks better than theirs.
Oh, it drove me out of my mind.
We're
past those days, though. Come on. Positive thoughts. Tigers,
No.
Skubal on the mound today. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Fox 2.
We're not going to talk.
Are we on Fox 2?
No, we're not.
thank
Not today.
goodness.
Not today. Wednesday. Wednesday, probably.
All right. We are not talking about Nate Corneo. We're not doing that. We're not talking about Daz Cameron. We're not doing that either.
We can't.
Okay? We're not talking about Chris Shelton. We're not talking about Nico Goodrum. All of you.
Y'all gonna make Sean pass out over
How
here.
many Alcantaras can we talk about?
Sergio Alcantara. I was just getting to that one. We got every Alcantara in the game except for the good
Except
one.
for the good one.
I am willing to trade anybody on this roster, but there is no way in hell do you give up on Jacob Turner. You do not. And I repeat, you do not give up on Jacob. People were saying shit like that. Those were real conversations. You get Anibal Sanchez, but oh my gosh, we cannot give. And how many catchers of the future have we had? We still don't have a catcher of the future.
James McCann, though.
But right,
James
but
McCann.
these people carrying the water. I think we found our catcher of the future. Part 5. It was gross. And like I said, Neil, to me, I'm sorry. There are people I can never forgive. Now I know I can't listen to anything that comes out of your mouth again because you have shown yourself to be a water carrier. And I'm sure you're not going to lose any sleep over it. But just know there are some people out there. There are some people out there that saw exactly what it was. And we'll all move on with our day. Best of luck to you.
No, we're not going to talk about Franklin Perez.
You sure?
Mike Rabello. We're not talking about Mike. See what you did? I hope you're happy
Sorry.
with yourself.
Willie
Mikey
with an
Matuk.
No, we're not talking about Mikey Matuk.
You sure?
Cleet Thomas won't get a mention.
Thomas.
I
Hey,
sat next to his-
Ryan, don't Cleet Thomas slander. He was solid.
No Cleet Thomas slander.
You guys did this, so
Cleet Thomas
you know
had
what?
like 6 walk-off hits in like 40 games. He was the man.
All right. Can we talk
No,
about
hey, Sean, no,
I'm
man,
done.
man,
I'm done.
no,
Victor
you're
Reyes.
cool,
man.
Can we talk about Victor Reyes?
Victor Reyes.
No, we can't. As a matter of fact, come on, Sean. You got any other? Got any
Akil
other stuff
Badu,
for
I'm
me?
sorry, he's a poster child. I don't care what anybody says.
Akil
He is
Badu.
literally the poster child.
If we win this series, will he be on the roster
He
against
is
the Yankees?
literally
No.
and I had conversations with people after the fact, that said he had a really good first year. No, he didn't. Like, stop it. You can't say a guy had a really good year when his OPS is around league average and you can't play him anywhere in the field because he's bad. Like, you can't do that. But yet we were so desirous, so yearning for anything to root for. These are the things that kept being thrown out to us.
But Sean, Derek Hill just has to learn how to hit.
Derek Hill. Here's another one. Jeez, oh mother scratch.
Oh, man.
You just
got
got to learn
stuff.
how to hit.
This is great.
Is it great? It doesn't feel great. I don't perceive it to be great.
I feel you. It's great now.
Just waiting.
Hey, hindsight is always
I'm
2020.
fine. No, really, Neil, I'm fine.
People want to talk about Jacoby Jones. They want to talk about Jar Jurgens.
Hey, Jacoby Jones, man. I'm just saying.
If Jacoby Jones didn't get hit in the face with that ball,
I'm trying to tell you.
Center fielder all the time.
I'm trying to tell you.
Andre Torres. Oh, remember Andres Torres? Okay, let's do this. Let's do the break and see if we can recalibrate.
I don't think we can, but let's try. It's his fault. Yeah. Sean, it's on you.
Sorry.
You and that damn Twitch.
Jonathan Scope was
Jonathan Scope.
Great free agent.
He was a great. That was a value signing.
He was the original Javi.
Remember that? He was
like a budget Javi.
It was
No, you sucked me. Stop. You sucked me in there. Like,
Hey,
come
yo.
on, stop.
It was a smart signing.
I see Phil Koch in the chat.
That's it. You have to make smart signings.
Tell him about Mark White.
I will tell him about Mark White, 'cause
Football when we come back, I promise you.
The smartest signing you can make is signing with Mark White to get your new home, because he will save you up to $5,000 on your closing costs. Visit Mark White at markwhitesells.com today or call 248-290-8242. Mark White will help you get in your dream home, and like I said, he'll save you $5,000 of your closing costs while he's at it. 248-290-8242, markwhitesells.com. Mark White, market sold.
Absolutely, and after you save all that money, why not go out on the town?
There you
Swing
go.
by Second Best, 42 Watson Street in Detroit. We do the pregame
That boy
show
good.
from there. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. A phenomenal chicken sandwich. They got all the New Holland lineup as well. Second Best, man. It's the new spot. It's the new pregame spot in Detroit. If you're going down to a Wings game, Pistons game, they're 2 blocks from LCA. If you play your cards right, you can swing that parking spot on John R. as well. Yeah, you feel me on that one? Get on out there. Second Best. Come get some.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for Feldman Automotive. We know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. I just bought my Equinox from there, as a matter of fact. I love it. EV Equinox KG. Go ahead, Chad, do your thing.
Sound like a snowflake
But
to me.
that's fine with me. But guess what? You want a combustion engine car, EV? It doesn't matter. Feldman Auto has you covered. There's 18 Feldman Automotive dealerships, so it doesn't matter if it's a Ford, it's a Kia, it's a Chevy, whatever you want to do. All you have to do is go to feldmanauto.com. You'll get in the right direction there. You can even start the buying process online. It is that easy, everybody. And then what? They got me my car during the course of Big D Energy. Jumped in on the air, handed me the keys, like literally right there. I walked in the door. I was like, hey, I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm going. I like the interest rates. Let's do it. And we did it, and that's how it works. So again, feldmanauto.com. Whatever kind of car you want, everybody. They're the play. Rooted in Detroit as well. Tons of great charity work with Detroit Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Also been around since '96. They're a staple in Detroit. Feldman Automotive. All right. We're going to try this again.
Bruce Rondon, shut up.
Ooh, Bruce Rondon. He was supposed to have that heater.
Football, the Lions playing the Cowboys this Sunday, 4 o'clock. We'll be on air with the pregame show, 10 a.m. to noon. Myself and this bum over here that's probably going to want to talk about, James Jones in the mid-'80s Lions offense. No, but Sean, Lions, Cowboy. Phil, you ain't got no car. You have an EV. That's funny. I push the button and it starts, just like a car.
I wanted to ask you, since you have 2 furnaces, does this mean you get 2 car chargers now? You never know when you might need that
there's just
second
one.
You never know when you might need the second.
Hey, I can rough it too. I'm as tough as anybody else. I can make one car charger work in the garage.
That's a real man right there. It's a real man right there.
I know adversity. When I buy fire for the fireplace, I get a whole face cord. I have to load it myself into the back of the truck.
Oh.
I know adversity.
You're going to be drinking scotch in a minute.
No doubt. Lions Cowboys, Sean, I love it. It hooks me in every single time. Even when the Lions stunk, I don't care. I love playing the Cowboys, and I was told that they're back because they beat the Steelers, so here we go. First thoughts.
You know, the Lions have always had traditionally some success against the Cowboys. I'm not sure of the record off the top of my head, but I think it's very close to 500. Can you fact check me, Spenny? Even when the Lions were bad, if you go back and look historically, the Cowboys seem to bring the best out of the Lions. This is going back many, many years. Spenny, I think it's 1918, 2019, something like that. So, yeah, it was always a big thing. When we were growing up, the whole America's team thing.
1912.
What is it?
Cowboys lead 19-12.
Oh, it's better than I thought. Well, in recent years, the Cowboys have had their number, but I thought it was really close for some reason. But we saw a lot of wins when the Lions weren't supposed to win games against the Cowboys, like back in the 80s and the 90s. And it's still the Cowboys. It's a team that in recent years, whether it be the playoff game or the debacle that happened last year, it means something more. You want to beat them. You want to beat them because of the skipper thing. You want to beat them because of Des Bryant taking off his helmet. Automatic, no debate. Penalty should have been called. Yes, those are the things that you want to do. So, yeah, because of that, there's something different. And especially down there, I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. To go down there in Jerry World and beat them in Jerry World, that means something to me. And, Neil, this leads me to the conversation that we had at the beginning of the show. To the people out there that are living in terror of the Minnesota Vikings, okay? And, Neil, I don't know if you know this. A Viking fan, caught our show a couple weeks ago and was, giving me shit because we said we're not afraid of the Vikings. Well,
still not. More on that later.
Yeah, listen, both things can be true here. The Vikings are surprising everybody, even you. Admit it, okay? Tip of the cap. But I still think the Lions are a better team. What's hard about that, right? And to the people out there in our fan base, in our own fan base, that oh man, we're in a hole against the Vikings. Did you know that in a matter of 13 days, the Lions could be in first place? To the people that think the Vikings just have this insurmountable lead, right? There's no way the Lions could catch the Vikings now. In 13 days, the Lions could be in first place. You understand that, right?
Facts.
Beat the Cowboys, and then go to Minnesota and beat them. And in 13 days, the Lions are in first place. So relax. This has been the common theme. Relax. Take a deep breath. Don't go all doom and gloom right now. But Vikings look pretty good. You got to give them their credit. I refuse to be one of those guys, man. If you look good, I'm going to tell you look good. If I think you're a fraud, I'm going to tell you that I think you're a fraud, right? But give them their credit. They look pretty good. I think the Cowboys are a fraud. I still say it. I don't care what anybody says. I think they cannot run the ball. They can't. They cannot run the ball.
But Sean, Ezekiel Elliott.
Can you believe that? Dude, he
7 years ago, yeah.
He's another one of those guys, though. He's the poster child for that window for running backs, man. When it drops, it drops. Some guys, it just goes like that.
You wake up one day and it's over.
It's just not there anymore, right? So, that's a game the Lions should win, though. Let's be honest. They should go down to Dallas and beat them.
They big frauds, man. Never forget.
I think they are.
Yeah, never forget two things for me. Never forget the Calvin shitting on 3 Cowboys DBs to catch a pass, man. That will forever live in Lions infamy. And when are they going to play here? I'm so sick of having to go to Jerry. When is the last time the Cowboys play here? I bet you can't tell me.
Sometime in the 20-teens, right?
I don't know.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Wow, yeah.
You can't tell me the last time the Cowboys came to Ford Field.
2019.
Really?
Yep.
I don't even remember
Lions
that.
won that game, right?
But,
no, that was the Patricia era.
Dallas won 35-27.
Yeah, that was the Patricia era.
Wow.
But before that, it was 2013.
Spenny, wasn't there a span of time though, seriously, the Lions had the Cowboys number for a while. I remember growing up.
In the mid-'90s, they beat them all the time.
And even in the 80s, like I remember when I was really little, they had 12 men on the field, and they beat the Cowboys with 12 men on the field. Eddie Murray kicked a 47-yard field goal. I still remember, like, the newspaper the next day, in Detroit, it said, the Lions win with a dirty dozen, and they showed the 12 players of the Lions, and I was
headline.
like, ooh, that's pretty good. But, they beat them a couple other times in the 80s, and, they got them in that famous Monday night game. Who can forget that famous Monday night game? Barry versus Emmett, and Barry going off, and Hanson beats him in overtime. So, they've had their success against the Cowboys. There's nothing scary about this Cowboys.
No.
Like, I thought, did you guys stay up? I'm guessing you did, but if you guys stayed up and watched the Open last night for the Sunday night football game, first of all, it was like when we were kids. Monday Night Football once started at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Which meant kickoff was at 9:10. I can't believe that. Like, it's insane when you think about it. But they were trying to force yesteryear on everybody. The Cowboys and Steelers.
That's all you have with the Cowboys.
Right. And
That's all you have. It's been 3 decades, Sean, since they've been in the NFC Championship game. 3 decades. I know people don't realize that. They stink. They've stunk for a long time. They're to be pointed and laughed at now. That's what the Cowboys are. They're the joke.
And I'm seeing all this footage from like the late 70s. I mean, you're talking Super Bowl 10. You're talking Super Bowl 13. And then you fast forwarded to Super Bowl 30. Well, this just in. Like Neil just said, that's 29 years ago now. And you're trying to cram the great rivalry between the Steelers and the Cowboys down people's throat? It doesn't work. Not when you don't see each other, with the frequency that you saw each other back in the day.
I know we're doing the Cowboys thing, but Sean brought it up real quick in the chat. The Shaquille oatmeal. I bet that electric bill is nice, huh, Neil? Cost about $7 to charge my car overnight. $7. I bet your credit card bill from your gas is real nice, isn't it, the Shaquille oatmeal?
And
Burn.
From 81 to 2002, the Lions beat the Cowboys 8 out of 10 meetings.
I knew it. They owned them for a while. They owned them for a while.
40 Gumbo. Neil, your car charges faster than Derek Hill steals first. Derek Hill.
No, right.
There was a game, sorry, you popped in it. Do you guys remember Quincy Carter? Do you remember Jerry Jones is the smartest guy in the world?
That.
Jerry Jones decided that a quarterback that nobody thought could play in the NFL, a guy by the name of Quincy Carter, he played at Georgia, right? He played at Georgia. He was going to be our quarterback of the future. And this guy, people all around the nation were laughing at this guy. And he came in here to Ford Field. I think it was the first year of Ford Field, and absolutely lit the Lions up. He had like 5 touchdowns. It was by far the best game of his very short career. But that it was in that era you brought up, Spenny, that I remember this guy coming in and I'm going, okay, this tells you all you need to know. Quincy Carter's coming out party was against the Lions, but things have changed and the Detroit Lions have changed, and the Detroit Lions are now the team that is being hunted, and the Dallas Cowboys, no matter how much they want to tell you, they are a hunter, and they have been a hunter for a long, long time.
Mr. Bebop Blue. Dude, that's $210 a month. I don't charge it every day, Bebop. It's a tank of gas. It's 315 miles. My last car was 350 miles on a tank.
Why do people care so much?
It's $7 roughly once a week, sometimes twice a week.
It's wild, man.
I don't...
Neil,
I never thought this was going to be this.
Does that thing have a Hemi, yes or no?
It cooked a Hemi off the line the other day.
I thought you said it has a Hemi.
Do you have issues, though, when it gets cold? Do you have issues? Because the first charger that we had for my daughter's car, we had to get a new one. Because I think technology has improved, but there were some times if it was too cold, the thing would just wouldn't charge.
Did you have it outside?
No, we had it inside, in the garage. So thankfully, our friends at Feldman, shout out, once we got the new charger, it was cool. We didn't have that problem again. But you would plug it in and it would just say not charging. And I couldn't figure out why. It was like but it was every time the temperature dropped like below, I would say 35. Every time it dropped below 30. But once Feldman hooked us up with the new charger, we had no problems after that. None. Zero. Zilch.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump in to that. Bradley Stroh. It's only good for the city, but in rural areas, it's garbage. Well, good thing I don't live in the rural areas.
You're right. EV nerd. Shout out. Let's go Red Wings.
This is wild, dude. It's absolutely every time. It's absolutely wild, man. But anyway,
it don't take much these days.
No, it doesn't take much. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break because I want to weigh in on the Vikings thing. I've had a couple people. Oh, do you like the Vikings now?
I liked them this past Sunday.
All right, well let's get into it. When we come back, I do want to touch on it because Spenny asked a question. Are you worried about Minnesota yet? KDK Law, everybody, let's get serious.
Divorce.
Hey, divorce, child custody, child visitation, family law, all that stuff. It's all scary stuff. There is no doubt about that. You need excellence on your side. You need Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law. They're right here in Birmingham. You're probably losing sleep over this stuff, right? They have 24/7 availability. They have over 10 years experience in the game as well. Scan the QR code on the screen, mention Woodward Sports, and they will pay your filing fee. That's right, but let's be real, guys. This isn't about getting a filing fee paid for. This is about your life, man, and everything that's going on in your life. Get the excellence on your side. Get a squad on your team. That's KDK Law in Birmingham.
And if you're losing sleep, you should get some coffee. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. You can subscribe to Sabbath Coffee Roasters and use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. They will deliver specialty, locally roasted coffee right to your door. It's the best way to start your morning. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. They're the best in the game.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service the customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together, let's ride.
All right, everybody, here we go. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. Jump in there. Get your thoughts out there. As KG would say, get your shit off in there, whatever you want to do. I read them all. Positive, negative, pro me, anti me. I don't read any negativity about my friend Sean Belizean, though, because he's my friend.
You can do it all you want.
I know.
Not having heard, trust me.
Yes. All right. Here's the deal. Somebody asked me on Twitter. Spenny asked a question in the show today. Are you worried about Minnesota yet? No. No, I'm not. And here's why. Through all this, through this indomitable force that people have built the Minnesota Vikings to be with Sam Darnold at the quarterback spot, through all of that, the Lions still hold the keys to the car, man. Like, whether it's an EV, gas car, whatever it is, they still hold the keys to the car, everybody. They control the fate. They still dictate. You want me to be fearful of the Minnesota Vikings with the roster that the Lions have? With the team that the Lions have? You want me to be scared of the Minnesota Vikings with Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown and the level of talent the Lions have? You want me to be scared of the Vikings? Not a chance, everybody. Not a chance. And I'll give you this. I was thinking about it over the weekend when I was flying home yesterday morning. I got to really deep down thinking about it. And I said, you know what? This Vikings thing's a positive. Because there's a good chance that they could maybe keep the Eagles out of the playoffs. Have we thought about that? Or keep the 49ers out of the playoffs? The 2-3 49ers? Like, that's on the table, everybody. That's absolutely on the table. So you know what? I'll take my chances with Sam Darnold in the playoffs. I want to play the Vikings in the playoffs. And guess what? In 2 weeks, they get theirs. And as a good friend of mine just said moments ago, In 13 days, the Lions will be in first place in the NFC North. They will be. And everyone will say, oh, I knew the Vikings were no threat and stuff like that. I like how it's going down. Because if you think that this is what they are, because let me let you know a little secret about how the NFL works, everybody. When you suck and you don't make the playoffs, this is what the scheduling's designed to do, everybody. It's what it's designed to do. Are the 49ers this impenetrable force that we thought they were? No, they're a 2-3 football team that lost to Arizona at home yesterday because they didn't have a kicker. That's what happened to them. So we can think what we want about it, but the fact of the matter remains. The Minnesota Vikings are not a threat to the Lions. And when you're a crappy team and you get an easy schedule, that's the way this works. It's designed for this, everyone. Is it a slugfest every week for the Lions? Yeah, they got to go to Dallas this week and find a way to win. And then they're going to go to Minnesota and find a way to win. And for the people in the chat that were telling me about, well, they need to go to Dallas and dominate to restore the order. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Mm-mm. They just have to win. The flip side of the coin, guys, when you're a good team, and I know we haven't dealt with this for a very, very long time, there are no style points when you're a good team. Do the Chiefs look good right now?
No, sir.
But they're undefeated. That's what they are. Patrick Mahomes throws an interception every single game, but they get away with it. And since they're the Chiefs, it doesn't matter. Guess what? The Lions are a good team too. That's all that matters. You win your games and you keep it pushing. And that's what they're doing. I'm not scared of Minnesota. Hell, keep it rolling, Minnesota. Get in the playoffs.
Thank you, Neil.
Get in the playoffs. Please get in the playoffs because Philadelphia or San Francisco's out if you're in. And I'll take that because I'll play you 100 times out of 100 before I play any of those teams.
You know what it is? It's the both things can be true situation. Do they look legit? Yep, they absolutely do. Do I think the Lions are a better team? Absolutely, I do. And we're going to find out real soon, too. Because, again, in 13 days, the Lions are going to Minnesota. They beat Dallas in Dallas. They should. They beat Minnesota in Minnesota. I still say they should. And the people out there are like, oh, no, what are we going to do? The Vikings are legitimate. Did we all overlook? The Lions are going to be in first place. I mean, those are facts all across the board right there. So, you know what? You want to make some noise, Vikings? You know what you do? All right, we got a week to prepare for the Lions. We got a week. And maybe Sam Darnold sits back, sorry to bring up a bad memory, and says, I've lit this team up before. I lit them up my first game in the National Football League. I lit them up before. I'll light them up again. They do that. Again, then the conversation changes. But until that point in time, the Lions are still running the yard, man. They are. They're still running the yard for now. And it reminds me, I don't know, Neil, I've seen it, the flip side of that is whether some Packer fans want to admit it or not is inconsequential. They were pinching the Lions' widowed cheeks just a couple years ago, right? Oh, you cute little Lions, we'll take it from you at the end of the game. It's just like when Lucy pulls the ball from Charlie Brown, and the next thing you know, your Lord and Savior, Aaron Rodgers, bolts, and you're sitting at home because you didn't make the playoff. That's what happened. So, Neil, I'm not going to be that guy. I can say, yeah, Minnesota, you look good. They look good. Give them their flowers for that. Yeah. I still think the Lions are better. And we'll all find out, won't we?
And I'm not even talking about the playoffs. I pray that they stay undefeated because it'll be a battle to see who's the best team in the NFC North in a couple weeks. And I'm taking the Lions all the way. And if you paid attention to the Vikings, especially these last couple games, they're not invincible, guys. I mean, the comeback by Green Bay, they fell just short, but that comeback was kind of suspect. You look at this Jets game, they let the Jets get back in the game, and they were demolishing the Jets for a good portion of that game. They're not invincible. They're not just this wagon that's unbeatable. Aaron Jones might be hurt as well. They got some things to worry about, man. Now, have they done well? Absolutely. You got to give them their props, but not scared of the Vikings, man. We've seen this before.
When you're 5-0 in this league, you're 5-0.
Yeah, they got good wins.
Says you are.
They got good wins too.
But again, I like it because the Eagles or the Niners are not getting in the playoffs. They're not. And the Vikings probably will. When you're 5-0, the math says you get in the playoffs. So with that being said, I love it, Sean.
No,
I do.
Keep it going. I think it makes things easier. And I'm with you, KG. I watched that game. I got up yesterday morning, watched that game. And it was, I kept waiting for Aaron Rodgers to do some kind of Aaron Rodgers things, and it's over. It's done. We all have to accept it. In fact, Joe Flacco greater than Aaron Rodgers at this point in time.
For real.
I mean, I was watching somebody like that looked like Joe Flacco from 12 years ago. I don't know if you caught any of that game.
No, like
Joe Flacco looked sick. Like, I'm not Joe. And with his feet, he took off on this 21-yard run where, Neil, legitimately, he ran about 180 because he started one way and then ran diagonally across. Did you see that run? I'm going, dude's like almost 40 years old. Had a huge game. He really did.
Jerry Alexander, the great Sam Darnold with his 45% completion percentage and 179 yards passing yesterday. They're
not invincible.
Exactly. Go because
Good
what's
call.
he?
Good call.
Okay, so you can't run the ball against the Lions, right?
Facts.
Can't run the ball.
Aaron Jones out of there.
All
That's
right,
a
Sam
washout.
Darnold, go beat him. Because again, when you can be cute and pinch your cheeks and everything like that, you can be cute. But 13 days from now, they're going to lace him up. And we're going to see exactly what you're made out of.
Yep. Who the best team? We're going to figure it out.
We're going to see. And we'll be there waiting for you. We will absolutely be there waiting for you. And it's fine. And guys, I tried to tell you this. The road's going to get a hell of a lot tougher. Because when you win, you play a schedule accordingly. And when you don't, and you're bums, like the Vikings were, you get an easier road. And that's fine. That's the way this is built. I want it that way. Please get in the playoffs, Vikings. Please. Please. Because I would much rather play you than have to play the 49ers or the Eagles. Sorry about it. It's just the way that I feel, man.
Well, this is a situation as well. If we take this to its logical conclusion, I mean, the way things are shaping up right now, it'd be great if the Lions had home field advantage. I'm not going to change what I said. Neil, this goes back to what you said a couple minutes ago. Just keep winning games, okay? I'm going to say it again. Yes, would I rather be at home? 100%. But you know what? I like this Lion team. I like this Lion team at playoff. If they have to go on the road, so be it. If they have to be a wild card, so be it. Find a way to win football games. This is a team that's found a way to win football games. Now, again, let me stress for the record, I would much, much rather have them be at Ford Field, to have that atmosphere at home, to host, dare I say, the Vikings again, to host
But Sean,
whoever. Yes, I want it. Give it to me.
But Sean, it's on track for that.
100%.
Like it's literally on
It's
track
right
for
there.
that. Like the Commanders are 4-1.
You're crazy.
And hey, somebody tried to tell you Jaden Daniels was a real deal. Somebody tried to tell you. I don't know if you
did.
know who that is.
Shouldn't happen his rookie year. He is the exception to the overall rule. You and I talked about
He's
it.
completing passes.
Rookie
like
quarterback shouldn't
he's like
be
an
doing
accurate
this.
Lamar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rookie
seriously.
quarterback shouldn't be doing this. It's insane. He is going off every week. He really is.
No doubt.
He reminds me of RG3 so much, but that's just me.
Except like mega accurate.
No, for real. Yeah.
No one's talking about that.
Yeah.
Like mega accurate.
He has more scoring drives than incompletions so far this year.
That's a stat that floors me every time I hear it.
It's got like an 80% completion percent.
It's
On the
sick what he's
season.
doing. Yeah, it's absolutely sick what he's doing. And then when the play breaks down, he just goes and runs for 40 yards.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's absolutely incredible. But like, again, Eagles have 2 losses. 49ers have 3 losses. Dallas has 2 losses. The great Green Bay Packers have 2 losses. The NFC South, someone's going to be 9-8 and win that division because they always are. You see what I'm saying here? Like this whole doom and gloom thing, and everyone's terrified of the Vikings.
Well, we'll never catch them. That's the problem.
It's
we'll
over.
we'll
No,
never catch the
like,
Vikings.
when are we going to start
Sucks.
looking at stuff with reality around here? I just told they're on path to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
And there are people, Sean, that say, I don't know. This Lions season so far, I'm not getting a good feeling. It's kind of been a failure because they lost that Buccaneers game.
They're 3-1.
That's a stupid take.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good Buccaneers team, too. We were talking about it that day, like literally on the pregame show. Make sure you check us out 10 to noon here on Woodward Sports. Listen, Neil, we were talking about it that day before the game. Now, in fact, did we both think the Lions were going to win that game? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a pretty good Bucs team. They are. That's a pretty good Bucs team, and I think they've kind of showed it. But it's going to happen. Hey, newsflash. There's a reason nobody's gone unbeaten in the National Football League since the 72 Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
And you can bring up New England, but they lost the game at the most important part. And that's why I say, again, take your 16-0, and in this case 17-0, and shove it as far up your ass as you can. I want those wins in January and February. That's all I'm thinking about, man.
Yeah, but even with the Tampa Bay game, they dominated that game statistically. Like, they just let it get away. If I told you that the Lions were going to start the season 3-1, no matter how it looked, you would take that.
Yep.
They are right where they need to be right now, and that's what people are failing to understand. Yes, it didn't look pretty the first couple weeks, but that's NFL football.
Why does no one get that?
It's crazy. They're 3-1. They're right where they're supposed to be.
Just like the Tigers are right where they're supposed to be.
There you go.
Win 2 school bowl games and win a bullpen day.
There you go.
Like, this whole jumping off the ledge about everything is wild to me. Like, Michigan fans that were that literally tweeted that.
Yeah.
I'm jumping off the ledge. They literally tweeted that. People that work at this network.
And if you look
You're right where you're supposed to be. Sharon Moore's your coach. Like, everything is right there for you for the taking.
Yeah. You ain't got to bring Sharon into this. But even with the Lions, man, and you want to complain about, okay, the defense. They've given you a little bit of defense this year. You complained about, the offense is starting slow. This last game, they looked the best that they've ever looked within 3 years, man. So, I mean, everything is there. They've given you a little bit of everything. This team is a complete team all the way around. So, we just got to, as long as they stay, healthy, the world is theirs.
Yeah, Jordan Love, man. I was told he was great.
He ain't looking too hot. All that DSing
but they won.
in the offseason. All that DSing in the offseason. That's all I'm saying. But
hey, give them credit. They won.
They did.
John couldn't get the job done. Weird. What?
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
Tell them about the watch parties, right?
I will tell them about the watch parties, because when you want to see some Cowboys murdered on live television, you can do it with us this week.
Damn
at
right.
Hayes Social, presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. It's the best spot to enjoy a game. Come do it with Woodward Sports, the watch party, and the post-game show, both live from Hayes Social every single week. The Woodward Sports Network is doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state, and it's not close.
How about them Cowboys?
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza has wings now. Yes, you heard that right.
Yes,
they
do.
have wings now.
Fire, too.
7 different flavors of their signature wings. Make sure you get them now because they are a limited time, just in time for football season. You want to get a great New York-style pizza, add some wings to it as well. Find a Soroki's near you. Find out where you can get a Soroki's bundle of these delicious wings at Sorokis.com.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We're pushing towards 100,000 subscribers. The flagship would never.
Could never.
Won't ever. All right, but here we are, everybody, and we're talking NFL football. That's right. It was a game day without the Detroit Lions yesterday.
Sucked.
It was kind of refreshing. It was a kind of refreshing. Like,
yeah.
I kept up with everything, but I did it at my own leisure. You know what I'm saying? I would parachute in, parachute out. I had Red Zone on in the background, but
I was full recovery mode. Shout out to the Cessies. One of my boys, his cousin, is her gender reveal. And,
Hey, shout out.
Her uncle has a weenie roast at his house every year. It was
Pause.
There's like
Big pause.
100 plus people there. They did a whole pork butt.
Roast.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
you said fest.
No, weenie roast.
Yeah, weenie roast.
It
But
was
still pause.
so good. Everything was good. We had like 7 different bottles of tequila going around.
You got into it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Slept on the floor. Yeah, it was a good time.
At a gender reveal.
I know, right?
You got me on. You mentioned the pork butt, and the thing.
Oh, here you
We all
go.
got triggered
Here
by
you go.
something
The
there.
pork butt is very easy to do. What people
Yes.
don't understand is the time involved to do it.
Yeah.
Like that, it's very easy. Like you would have to make a concerted effort to fuck up a pork butt. You would.
Yes.
Like you would have to say to yourself, I'm gonna fuck this up today. Like that.
And even then, it's still hard to do.
And even then, it's really hard. But what people don't know, you want to do it right. 14, 15 hours,
Yes.
man. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
That's how we do
props to
ours.
whoever hosted that. Then they put in the work, so I give some respect to
Shout
them.
out to TJ. Shout out to TJ.
Way to go, TJ.
Sean, you got to get that grilling segment going,
Dude,
man.
come over sometime.
Yes,
I'm serious.
man.
You guys, I do it all the time. I really, I've been on this Duroc rib kick lately, though. Like, sometimes you get, like, for a while, I'll be all about the brisket. Man, Duroc ribs, I could eat them every day.
What's
They're
a
just,
Duroc rib?
It's a different kind of pork. And I'm telling you guys,
It's like a Delmonico steak type deal.
spend the extra money and get Duroc pork and make yourself a rack of Duroc ribs. You'll thank me for it. It is like, okay, to use a steak analogy like Neil did, think about that beautiful marbled steak. You're getting a beautiful marbled rib. It's a little richer. It's a little fattier. It just pops. It costs a little more. It's a different kind of pork, but it costs a little more. But I'm telling you, chef's kiss all day for something like that. How about the rookie quarterbacks doing well, Neil? Can I bring that
No,
up?
because it's time. What did you see in the NFL on Sunday, which we do it, you may know it when Sean's not here, as Around the NFL. But since I stole it from Sean, when he's here with me, I accredited him as the
That's very-
godfather of
very
it.
kind
Is
of
that
you.
fair? Does that
No,
satisfy your legal
absolutely.
team?
No, that's very.
I won't get a call from your lawyer this time?
Can we talk about the young quarterbacks?
Yes, we
doing
can.
well?
Please.
Because
Sean, what did you see?
I am somebody who hammers home. Stop telling me about what a rookie's going to do. I hammer it home, okay? More often than not, rookies are going to screw up. You have a rookie who is, I have no problem saying it right now, an exception to the rule. He is. Jaden Daniels is an exception to the rule. But let's be, in the interest of being fair, Caleb's look better. We have to. I don't believe it long term. I don't. But
Against
I
weaker
have to-
teams, but
yeah, I have
continue.
to. And who are they playing? You know what? Bo Nix. Bo freaking Nix has been okay. Like, what's going on in this world?
Sean Payton.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't get, so that's kind of jumping out to me. Some of the rookies in this league right now don't seem to be having a lot of those troubles that rookies are having. And more than anything, Neil, that's something that I'm seeing, but I have to call myself out because I'm the first guy to scream at people. Rookie quarterbacks are more often than not going to do dumb things. Jaden Daniels has so far completely blown out the water. But I saw a couple other rookies yesterday, and I have to give them a tip of the cap. Now, by the way, I'm not doing an about face. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to work. I just don't. I really
You and
don't.
I are in lockstep about
don't.
that one. You and I are in lockstep about that one. What did I see? Going back to Thursday. Old Kirk Cousins, man. The first player in NFL history to have 250 yards passing in each half of a game. First ever. Like, dude, when you hear somebody doing something in this league for the first time ever.
Says a lot.
100% it does.
Says a lot, man.
And he looks a lot different than another quarterback coming off an Achilles in this league.
Talk about it.
Looks a lot different.
That's what I saw.
Because that's what I saw. I saw Kirk Cousins, and then I saw Aaron Rodgers.
Cooked.
That's what I saw.
Father Time's unbeaten, man. It is the hardest thing to let go. I remember, shout out to my boy Joik. Joik loves himself some Drew Brees. Loved himself some Drew Brees. And his last year, I told Joik, I go, it's over. It's done. When your arm goes shot, do you remember Drew could not throw at the end of his career? And it's funny because a couple years after his career, he came out and said, oh, yeah, for the last year and a half, I don't know what happened to my arm. I couldn't throw anymore. Wow, Drew, I couldn't tell. Remember Roethlisberger? Nick, same thing. Ben Roethlisberger had this illustrious career, couldn't throw the ball anymore. Father Time is unbeaten, man. It is undeniable. Aaron Rodgers looks done. He really does. He looks done. And when I say that, I'm not talking like Drew Brees level done, but you aren't going to see the Aaron Rodgers of old. And I'm willing to say this begrudgingly, by the way, because that man ripped my heart out so many times. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best that I've ever seen. He belongs in that conversation. I truly believe that, okay? But it's over. Thanks for the memories, Aaron. Move on.
But what goes understated is that he looked bad his last year with the Packers.
100%.
He's been bad for
100%.
quite a while now. And you look at his QBR, 49.1, 21st in the league. He's looking back. He's barely completing over 60% of his passes at this point. It's gone. And when it goes, it goes. But like you said, he's one of those guys that never sold his body to the game.
He doesn't sell his body to the game, man. When you do all the stuff that he does, and all his peyote trips and darkness retreats and golf
Saltwater
stuff.
enemas.
Saltwater enemas. What did he say? He was immunized.
Yep.
Like
peyote, ayahuasca.
Yeah, it's just, that's the way it is. The reason Tom Brady lasted as long as he did, he sold his body to the game. The reason LeBron James is still doing it, whether you hate him or whether you love him, you can't deny that he's still a factor in this league pushing 40.
Yeah.
And the reason that is, he sells every single thing he puts in his body is to go out there and do this.
Yep.
That's it. Is Aaron Rodgers the same? No.
Hasn't been for a while.
Hasn't been for a long time. It's not. And then you have Easy in the chat. All the granular era.
Here we go.
Kirk Cousins has one more TD and one more interception than Rodgers, LOL. Eyeball tested, Easy. Do they look the same out there?
They do not. And Aaron Rodgers has every offensive weapon in the world. Their offensive line still sucks, but he has everything else around him.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins has Kyle Pitts.
You were watching that. He missed Garrett
Drake
Wilson.
London too, but that's
He
fine.
missed Garrett Wilson multiple times.
Yeah.
And it's funny because if you remember, prime Aaron Rodgers Green Bay was reacting when Spenny fucked up or you fucked up. And what I noticed multiple times yesterday, KG, when I was watching the game, was Aaron doing this and kind of hitting himself and being pissed at himself because he had Wilson a few times, especially when they were in that game, and he just flat out missed him, man. Just flat out missed him.
We see it.
See it with our own two eyes,
he's
man.
looking to the refs to bail him out. Then he's looking over at the coach. And this is good. This is already trending to be exactly what we thought it was going to be, which is weird because I was told by Sam Flannel that now the Jets would be back and now Aaron Rodgers would be good and now it would happen. I was told that, but apparently I was lied to. And he's going to go down just like we all have our checklist. When you bring up Jaden Daniels, everyone goes to the checklist. Well, he wasn't good in the third quarter, and now there'll be tape. Like everyone has their little checklist that you work down or you work up, depending on what your narrative is. Here's my Aaron Rodgers checklist. We saw him looking to the refs. We're going to see him point at Robert Salah, and then it's going to be over.
Yep.
Like that's the way that it's going to go
He's had
down.
some disagreements with Garrett Wilson so far this
see
year.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
it's all
the
right
typical
there.
Aaron Rodgers trajectory.
Lorena Rios, Rodgers will be his old self once the Jets obtain Devontae Adams.
Okay.
That's the fix.
And if I'm Devontae, why would you want to go from one dysfunction to another?
Fix all. There's still the issue with him too, and to his credit, there's still some issues with that offensive line. But let's face it, if we're going to bring that into the equation, we also have to say Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the escapability that he did before either. And that's something that hurt Ben. Ben was never the guy. Nobody was going to confuse Ben with prime Mike Vick or anything like that. Ben had that cute little slide step. Do you remember how many times did you see him evade pressure by doing a little slide step? And earlier in his career, he'd take off and run. Well, the feet don't work the way they did before, especially when you're talking about a guy with Aaron Rodgers that comes off an Achilles injury. Hey, great career, dude. We're never going to see prime Rodgers again. Not happening.
No, he's not going to go back in time.
Over.
Cartier says, no, you can tell a certain someone didn't watch the Jets game.
Yeah.
That was sad. It wasn't sad. I liked it.
Exactly.
I felt like Ivan Drago's wife in Rocky IV when Apollo Creed hit the mat. I took a drag of the cigarette after I saw that interception in the fourth quarter.
If he dies, he dies.
Little smile.
No, I don't care.
If he dies, he dies.
Hey, Jets, keep rolling him out there. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just put some Tigers bets in.
What are we on, Spenny?
Shout out Caesar Sportsbook. I put Andy Ibanez homer.
He's putting the momentum to the test.
Put money on the Andy Ibanez homer.
Yeah.
Listen, you're going up against the weak lefty. Go out there, take care of business.
Get in that well.
And then I put in the parlay of Riley Green hit, Wenzel Perez hit, Skubal 6+ strikeouts.
What's that paying?
That's
320?
Plus 410.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Nice.
Do you know what yesterday reminded me of, though? This is like, do you remember Jake Plummer back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Jake the Snake. It's another comeback. Isn't he great? Well, the reason they got down 3 touchdowns is because he was fucking awful in the first 3 quarters. And so if somebody's going to play that Aaron Rodgers game, this goes back to who said that in the chat? Somebody didn't watch a game? Listen, you didn't watch the first quarter of that game. Aaron Rodgers single-handedly was the reason why he was awful. He was really, really bad. And it's easier to put some of the numbers up, and it wasn't bombastic, when you're forced to throw because of the hole that you helped dig your team in.
Here on Mark M, you picked Old Man Rodgers over the Vikings Friday. Hey, I was told it's Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah, they was at least supposed to cover the spread.
I was told it's Aaron Rodgers and they're back. He's going to fix the Jets. I was told that by a good friend of mine that I work with at this network named Sam Flannel. All right, we got to take the break. I have a hockey question for you when we come back.
Sure, buddy.
Planet Fitness, everybody.
Thursday.
I was just there, as a matter of fact, a couple hours ago, getting it in like I always do.
Arms.
Arms for
Shout
Spenny.
out Andy Ibanez.
I did some arms today as
Girls
well.
for the girls.
I did run a 5K to warm up, though. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
do
nice.
45 minutes on the treadmill.
So I did do that. But yes, it was Arms Day for me as well. You can do it all at Planet Fitness. Weights, cardio, stretch stations, 30-minute circuits, all of it. And it's right there at every single Planet Fitness. Over 2,600 of them. Over 50 in Metro Detroit alone. Guys, I know some of you are out there paying $90, $100 a month for your gym membership. Why? That will get you 4 months of a black card at $24.99 a month. Doesn't make sense to me. Why are you going to pay more money to lift the same weights? Is that tone enough for you guys? You deserve tone if you're doing that. PlanetFitness.com. Pull in the parking lot. Join there. It's Planet Fitness, guys, because your fitness is essential.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, everybody, you know our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce, the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. He joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards. And guys, he's helped me out. He's helped Spenny out. He can help you out as well. If you're a weekend warrior and you're getting older and things aren't working the way that they used to, you know, in terms of, you know, your body's getting stiff, things aren't moving around as well as they used to be, Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you out, everybody. 248-426-9944. Scan the QR code on the screen as well. Dr. Jeff Pierce, his appearances powered by Amon-Ra of Southfield. Oh, the U's back.
Dude.
The U is back.
I was watching the game. I was in South Florida. We wrapped up, the crew got together, we went and had a drink after the game. And we were watching it in there. And the U fans were Michigan fans. And the Michigan fans were like the U fans. Like, it's over. They're booing the TV in the bar and stuff like that. And lo and behold, the Canes are back.
It is literally reason number 2,788 why there is nothing like a college football Saturday. There just isn't.
No.
Because
even the weakest one of the season was
my
electric.
gosh. And you get that at the time that you got it. Now, let me say this. We can have fun with the Canes being the U is back, okay?
They're back.
But you know what? You know what they're doing right now? They are destroying the crystal ball. I'm not talking about crystal ball. I'm talking about the Mario crystal ball. The Mario crystal ball is they're going to lose every game like that. Okay? Multiple times this year, they had every opportunity to go crystal ball, and they haven't. And it's because they have a sick quarterback. They really do. And you have to give them their credit. When all of a sudden you're not doing what you're supposed to do at that point in time, maybe, just maybe, we have to start having conversations and go, maybe it is different this time.
EU's back. Army football's back.
They are.
Yes.
The service academies,
Definitely.
both 5-0.
Let's go.
Navy. Is that going to be the best Army-Navy game ever this year?
What about when they have to play twice in a row because they play for the conference championship because they're in the same conference?
That'd be hype.
That would be pretty dope, actually.
Michigan playing Oakland at LCA.
That's right.
Yeah.
Coming up October 20th. Next week, we're going to have tickets to give away to that game.
Awesome.
Nice.
We're going to have Greg Campy on.
Shout out Greg Campy.
Yep, absolutely.
Shout out,
so,
Coach.
Yeah, man.
So we'll get into that because it is going to be college basketball time before you know it. Real quick, Sean, dying moments of the show. Red Wings Thursday. I won't talk to you until I believe
Sunday.
After that, Sunday.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Red Wings making the playoffs? Yes or no?
No.
Wow.
I know people don't want to hear it. No.
Wow.
So will you help Steve Yzerman find a job?
We've also talked about that. I know it's going to drive people nuts. I think there are things. Here it is again. Both things can be true. I think the Red Wings are slowly going like this. I think there are other teams around them that maybe have taken larger jumps because they took some bigger challenges. But again, listen to what the man said. This is about long-term success. It isn't about just getting into the playoffs and losing to the Florida Panthers, getting smoked in the first round, getting smoked here, getting smoked there. It's about long-term success. And I still, Neil, firmly believe that this team is heading in that direction. I just don't think so yet this year. I don't think that the teams at the top, in particular the Atlantic Division, have come down enough for the Wings to nip at them. And I think, I'm going to say it again, I think both Montreal and Buffalo, although a tough start for the Sabres, I think Montreal and Buffalo are going to be really tough this year, and that in turn is going to make things tough. New Jersey's another
going to be
team.
Better.
Well, and that goes back
Right.
to what we were just saying. Tough start for Buffalo. Why? Because of New Jersey. There's a lot of talent in New Jersey, so I think that because of the numbers, a big not yet, but you're out of your mind if you can't see what he's done to this franchise top to bottom in the 5 years that he's been here. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. I'm just not.
All right. Well, here, Mike O says he addresses this to me, but since you said it, hey, Neil, but in this case, Sean, should we give Stevie Y another 3 years to make the playoffs?
No, I wouldn't. Who gives a shit about making the playoffs? I'm sorry. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Would you feel better about this team if they went and got crucified by the Panthers in the first round last year?
Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. Have a great afternoon. How's that?
Because
Have
the
a
Capitals
wonderful
scored
afternoon.
2 goals on the last day of the season and beat the Flyers. Stevie Y's on the hot seat. The rebuild is trash. And
I don't get it.
If he doesn't get to the playoffs this year, he's fired. That's why. Like, you can tell me what you think about all that. That is what you are saying. Because the Red Wings won more games than the Capitals, but the Capitals got into the playoffs over them. The rebuild's trash. Yzerman needs to be fired. That's stupid. That's a stupid take, dude.
Well, you know what? Like Spenny said, I told everybody to have a good afternoon. You're not going to have a good afternoon because surely the Tigers are going to lose and the season's over, and the Lions can never catch the Vikings. So I don't know what to tell you. I hope life gets better.
Pack it in.
That's it, everybody.
Well,
you guys ready for this, man? Life's on the line today.
Hey, I'm ready, man. I don't care either way. It's a free roll.
Andy Baez homer plus 690.
If you know that this season is truly a free roll, you're not freaking out. It is what it is, man.
Danny G, Neil and I are on the same boat. Barely missing the playoffs and getting rocked in the first round is the same thing. It is the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Literally. All right, guys. Good luck to the Tigers. Watch party today, right?
Yep.
No. Oh, wait.
Yep.
4 o'clock.
Okay.
4 o'clock game, watch party right here on Woodward Sports after Ermanni and Edwards, if they allow it. Tune into Ermanni and Edwards, see if they'll allow the common folk to come in here and commandeer the studio. Probably not. No, but we'll be doing it. Sean, appreciate you. KG, Spencer, Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Thanks for watching. Well, see you later.